I'm gonna have Cowboys on the TV and the Astros on the iPad.
Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so that's going. That all looks good. All right, we're balling. Give everybody a second to show up.
Let me turn the iPad's volume down. It felt so good outside today.
Oh my God, did it ever? Here, I tell you what.
It felt wonderful. Oh, but the Astros, man.
I'll explain in a minute why there's two.
All right. Brandon Allen plays for the 49ers. I'm looking at the Cowboys, 49ers, and active. I'm nervous about this game.
Oh my God, Spencer, the Bengals are winning a football game.
Yeah, but they're playing the Cardinals, so like.
Yeah, but. Oh my God, the Jets are winning a football game. I want to talk about the Jets here in a minute.
I have opinions about the Jets' defense.
It's very good.
I just want to say this. I'll say it for the show. But I have something to say.
Oh no, I was just looking up, I was trying to figure out what happened with the Ducks this weekend. Because I didn't know. Miami blew it this weekend. Stanford last week. Hang on. Oh, no, crystal ball. Oh, you talking about Miami. So I guess Ohio. Excuse me. I guess what's his face? Hang on a minute. Oh, I guess Oregon was had a bye week this week.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
I remember Brian talking about Ducks had a bye and the Chargers have a bye, and he's a Chargers fan. So.
Yeah, that shit was fun. All right, well, Brian's here. We can start. Hello and welcome to another Out of Frame podcast. It's your boy Daryl, followed by your boy Spencer, followed by your boy Daryl, followed by your boy Spencer, followed by. Well, I don't know. I got two hats on. Do you know why I have two hats on, Spencer?
I don't.
Because every year the Astros win a World Series, I get one.
You buy it.
And I'm expecting here in a few weeks I'll have a third one, and it'll be a 10-gallon hat.
Doug Dimmadome head ass.
Timmy Turner, my name is Doug Dimmadome. Oh, I need to get the background music going. Here we go. Well, we were out for a hot little minute here because my co-host here was on vacation.
I was in the middle of the ocean.
You were out there with Jack Sparrow.
I was on a cruise ship. We went for 7 days, me, my mom, and my wife, on the Carnival Vista. It was a blast. We stopped in Montego Bay, Jamaica, Grand Cayman Islands, and Cozumel, Mexico. And I drank way too much tequila in Mexico.
Hey, man.
And free tequila tastings, and we did 3 of them.
I feel like if you're drinking in Mexico, you have to keep going.
Yeah.
Who ended up winning? Go ahead.
USC ended up winning that game, but
okay.
Let me tell you about. We found this little local restaurant in Mexico that was kind of away from all the stuff designed for cruisers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We had 3 margaritas, a pina colada, a beer, and 3 entrees.
Good
How much
God.
do you think it cost?
Well, let's see. If it was here, that would have been about $100 probably.
Mm-hmm.
What about what did you guys end up paying?
It was $65.
Damn, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm. And the conversion, it's like in Mexico, it's pesos, and so like you had to do like the little conversion or whatever. And I think it's 20 pesos to $1.
Yeah. How long did it take you guys to get your passports? Because as I understand it, it's a pretty complicated, long process.
My mom and Brianna have theirs. I actually didn't get my passport, but to get on a cruise ship, you can just have your birth certificate.
That'll work. We'll take it. Damn. Well, that's awesome, man.
I was going to go get mine, but I never had the time.
Yeah. I know you had to watch the Cowboys game on the ship.
Yeah, on the, let's see if I can put it in the camera. They, the little main deck where they do everything.
Mm-hmm.
They had, I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise, but.
Never. What's up, Willie?
I don't know if you can see that. But they put the game on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
And they would show movies on the big screen every night, and they just always had something going on.
Yeah.
But I recommend a cruise.
Damn, Chargers game on Monday Night Football. Yeah. Yeah, I need to make that happen, dude. I really do. It's been and my thing is I don't think I'll ever get Callie on one because she's just not a water person. She has like legit thalassophobia. Like we went on our second anniversary. We went to Galveston, and then we went out on this boat, and there was like dolphins, and we were feeding fish, and we were like, it was really nice, and everyone was drinking, having a good time. And I'm like, wow, look at the dolphins, look at the sunset, and she's just like panicked the whole time. She's like, if there's dolphins, if we're deep enough for dolphins, we're deep enough for sharks. She wasn't having it. But yeah, man, I don't know. I would love to do a cruise, but I'm sure it was a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
Y'all have a nice room and everything.
Yeah, we had a room with a balcony, so we could look out at the water.
Yeah.
I recommend a cruise. Once you're there, once you're on the ship, you literally do not have to spend a dime for anything.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
You can if you want to. Like, unless you have a drink package, all your alcohol, you have to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink sodas, you'll have to pay for sodas, but you are allowed to bring a 12-pack of soda with you per person.
Nice.
So, bring that with you. You literally don't have to spend there are restaurants that you have to pay for. And you have this little card that you load money onto, and that's how you buy things on the ship. But, Brian says I have a hint of echo.
Yeah, how would that be the case? Let's see.
Might just be the mic. I don't know.
I haven't changed any settings. Is it always that way?
Mm-hmm. I can move the mic. It was kind of close to my face.
Yeah, maybe it's just your wall. That's weird. Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I know there's an echo that can happen, but I thought I corrected it because I only have it so that you guys can hear him. And I can hear him too, but there's like I don't know. There's if it keeps going, just let me know, Brian. I'll watch it back and we'll figure it out. But
yeah, there's restaurants on the ship you can pay for.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a steakhouse that everybody said was really, really good. It's like $50 a person.
Yeah.
But they've got like big cowboy ribeyes, and they said that the food was phenomenal. And then there's they had like a little seafood restaurant where you could get like raw seafood that they would cook for you.
Oh,
and
man.
You could get like shrimp and snow crab and oysters by the pound. And they had that. I got two. They had lobster rolls, and it comes with two of them and some French fries. It was like $20.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting that for lunch one day, and it was phenomenal. It was really good. The only food that we did not like, and I didn't eat any of it, but they have a buffet. There's like a cafeteria area, and there's like a buffet, and they have different stuff every day. The first night we were there, my mom and Brianna had this chicken pot pie that they said tasted like it had gone sour. They said it was awful. But other than that, everything on the ship was good.
Damn.
Guy Fieri, the celebrity chef, they have a guy's like burger joint on the ship.
Huh.
And it's just burgers, but it's got like all the toppings you can put on it. It's got chili and cheese, and you can get just plain cheeseburgers, but it's got like anything you can put on a burger they had, and you could get as many of them as you wanted. It was free.
Other than the Cowboys game, did you watch any football?
I watched a little bit of Colorado and USC when we first got on the ship.
Oh yeah,
But,
they almost pulled that out, man. But then
Yeah, but
terrible clock management. There's been a lot of weird clock management over the last couple games. But that happened, and then like you say, Brian, you brought up
Miami and Georgia Tech.
Miami and Georgia Tech, which is crazy to me because I was really high on Miami after they beat A&M, and they've just looked that good. I was like, okay, like this might be a legit Miami team, but I guess I don't know what happened. I guess Georgia Tech just figured it out. But yeah, leave it to Cristobal to make that kind of mistake.
Is they should have kneeled the ball down and they
Well,
ran
right.
it and fumbled.
Yeah.
And then Georgia Tech.
Alabama almost did the same thing against A&M yesterday, where it was like all they had to do was kneel 4 times, and he like threw it in the turf and stopped the clock, which is like I was like, great. It obviously didn't matter.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have gotten that far because that one play, that dude, his knee was down.
Well, that was a freak thing. I don't know if you guys have seen this. What happened was the guy caught the ball, and then he like fumbled it up, so it was in the air. But the first time he caught it, his knee was down. Then his knee came up, and he caught it on the second bobble, and then kept going. So it was like a unique situation where he was able to get a first down, and that was what iced the game. Otherwise, A&M would have got the ball back with like a minute left probably, but immediately calling a timeout. Yeah, I mean, nothing gets under my skin more than just like shitty clock management watching a football game.
Which is why I was very upset when the Cowboys hired Mike McCarthy. Because he has historically had some of the worst clock management in the history of the NFL.
They look good this year, though. They look good this year.
Oh, yeah. That Arizona game was a fluke. I don't know what happened.
Well,
we stomped the Giants, stomped the Jets, got stomped by the Cardinals, and we just stomped the Patriots.
Well, and the Patriots have problems, though. I don't know if you saw or not, but they got shut out in New Orleans. No, New Orleans went to New England and shut them out like 34-0. So, like, I feel less good about that win now, but maybe it started because they had some issues in Dallas.
But also, people are like, oh, this team beat this team, and like, I try not to get into that, but other people are going to.
It's a week-to-week league.
I will say this: Eagles looking kind of suspect because I just saw that they were only up by 3 points over.
Well, and Los Angeles looks pretty good this year. I mean, Los Angeles is doing just. And you know who else is you really need to circle? And I realize they mollywopped Carolina today, so like they haven't really beat. Detroit looks very good, and they just look really sound. Good. They're not settling for field goals. They're finishing drives. I mean. And I had their kicker on my fantasy team. I had 4, and they were up 28 to whatever it was. And I was like, "Let him kick a field goal, please." He's like, "I need to move him because they're like only scoring touchdowns." But look out for Detroit this year.
I have the Cowboys kicker, and the Cowboys defense has been carrying me in fantasy. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. 3 out of the first 4 weeks they put up 25+ points. Crazy.
Will makes a hell of a point. Says it doesn't matter. You can lose to anybody, and everybody's suspect on certain days, and that's so true. I mean, the thing about it is, and I think that's the difference between the NFL and college. Is just that, like, in college they're freak things, yes, but in the NFL, like, genuinely, you can just lose to anybody because the level of competition just is that much closer together. Yeah.
But all I'm gonna say is the Eagles needed overtime to beat the Commanders, and then the Commanders got mollywopped by the Bears, who hadn't won a game in over a year. So
the transitive properties, Justin Fields, man, he is. I really regret that he is there and not somewhere else.
Brian, I had Dicker the kicker, and then I swapped him for Brandon
Crintus the dentist. I met him actually one time, Brian. Believe it or not, that guy.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker, yeah. But no, it's such a funny thing. Crintus the dentist. Actually is my dentist's name, Dr. Crintus.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that, huh? But but I don't know. What do you realistically expect? So actually, before we say that, did you see what happened in the Pittsburgh game earlier? Because I was talking to Will about this.
Yeah, I was watching it.
You were watching it? What a weird finish.
Crazy.
And what it came down to was honestly that it was Pittsburgh like calling a bluff, and on that one play, it was like all they had to do was like run some timeout, maybe see it by kicking a field goal. It was kind of windy, but instead of doing that, because Baltimore's loading the box, they're expecting the run. They got the one-on-one matchup on that Perkins guy, or Pickens, whatever his name is, threw it all by himself. Bro. Yeah, I mean that was very clutch. That to me was the impressive part. The defensive stands were great as well, but and then of course
when it was 10-5 after Pittsburgh got that safety on Baltimore, I really wanted the game to end right there because I wanted to see a 10-5 final score.
The ugliest damn score, man.
It's like that 3-0 Miami-Pittsburgh game from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that game in its entirety, and it was awful.
Yeah. A bowling shoe ugly, and then the Bills this morning had hell too. That was really upsetting. I watched that whole game, and that felt like jet lag. I mean, it was the Bills' defense was just getting hurt left and right.
It kind of wasn't. It was kind of unfair to the Bills because the Jaguars played 2 straight games in London and didn't come home. They just stayed in London.
So they're acclimated.
Yeah.
But the next game they play when they come back, they're going to be fucked up. That's the only other side of that. They're going to come back and be like, oh shit.
I think they're going to be on a bye this week, and then they'll go back to the regular games.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, if they have a bye, they really cashed out to be able to do that because they got a favorable matchup against.
I think that's typically how it works.
Yeah.
You play a London game, you have a bye week, and then.
But the fact that they're willing to give the bye week tells you that they acknowledge jet lag is a thing. I'm honestly shocked that they would allow one team to be there longer, to acclimate longer type thing. Yeah,
I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, they're also playing, there's a game in Frankfurt, Germany this year, too.
Mm-hmm. Wilson, I am ill. I feel that, buddy. What are your expectations for tonight? You think Dallas is going to win? What do you think is going to happen?
I want to see what Brock Purdy does.
Is it in San Fran or is it in Dallas?
It's in San Francisco.
I thought so. Yeah.
Which I will say, I want to say it's either Dak Prescott or the Cowboys are 2-0 in that building since they built the new stadium.
That's an odd stat. How can that be true? I thought we lost a playoff game there.
In the regular season.
In the regular season. Let me do a little bit of looking at this game.
I want to see what Brock Purdy looks like against a real defense.
Who have let's see.
I think Deron Bland has stepped up in the place of Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
Masterfully.
I think
he's doing a great job.
He's no Will. So yeah, if we look at San Fran's last 5, who'd they beat? They beat Arizona. All right. Fair.
They struggled with Arizona.
New York, they beat pretty handily. By the way, did you know that the Jets are winning right now? Huge news. It's Denver, but still they're winning. Zach Wilson just needs a little time. I believe in that dude. They beat Los Angeles. Okay, they beat Pittsburgh. Now they did do a really good job against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, and as we saw today, like the Pittsburgh defense is a pretty big deal. But this is also a month ago, so who knows? I think it's going to go either way. This should be a really good matchup. It's going to come down to if Dallas can.
I'm nervous about it because
it's going to come down to Dallas in the red zone and also them stopping the run. Because if we have a repeat of how they looked against the run game of Arizona, we're in trouble. And they have Christian McCaffrey, so you'd think like it's gonna be tough. Yeah, I agree, Brian. The Jets should have had that.
For the 49ers offense, you got to know where number 11 is for the Cowboys at all times. Whatever you're doing, you got to know where 11 is.
Yes.
And don't do what Mac Jones did last week. He had 2 plays where he went back across his body, all the way across the field and threw a pass. He completed one of them, and the next one went for a pick 6.
Yeah.
But also, he should have had like 4 interceptions in that game because he threw one right in Jaron Kearse's chest, and he just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then Deron Bland knocked one down that he could have caught, and then Deron Bland ended up catching. He caught the pick 6, and then he caught just another interception, which could have been a house call if he'd like sidestepped that defender and kept going. But
if you're Dallas, you either have to win the turnover battle or the time of possession. If you lose them both, it's over. Because I don't think that the offense is that explosive to where it can just come out and score that quickly. So they're going to have to get the defense plenty of time.
Really need to be because of the way the defense has been playing.
Right. But will they keep doing that?
Cowboys keep having red zone issues. Yes, we have red zone issues. But do you know why? one, I think we missed Zeke Elliott a little bit. Because you look at all his touchdowns from last year, he had 12.
Yeah.
A lot of them were right there in the red
They're
zone.
not running in the red zone enough, honestly.
Yeah.
But
and
that West
we had
Coast
a
kind of
fullback
shuts
now, Hunter
down
Lip-
when you run out of room.
Yeah. We should run with Hunter Lipke more. That fullback that scored.
Yeah.
He scored a touchdown against the Patriots. We should run him down there.
Get
But
CD in
also-
motion a little bit, things like that.
Yeah. You're fine kicking field goals because the defense is not letting your opponent score.
Yeah.
And we scored 2 defensive touchdowns against the Patriots. So, like, it was fine that we had that long one to CeeDee Lamb, and then we had a couple more touchdowns on offense, but it was fine that we kicked field goals because, the defense is holding the opposing team.
Yeah. That was a crazy upset. Louisville's always good for an upset or two, and it didn't surprise me at
They're
all.
undefeated. Louisville's undefeated
Quietly,
this year.
yeah. They're
Also, rank Wyoming, you cowards.
Texas went
They
down
beat
yesterday.
Texas Tech. They beat Texas Tech. And they just upset number 24, previously undefeated Fresno State. Put Wyoming in the top 25.
They
They're
deserve
5-1.
they deserve to be in there. Texas
You know who
lost.
else was 5-0 until yesterday? Kentucky.
I didn't realize Kentucky lost. Who they lose to?
Georgia. They got mauled.
Wow. I was worried about LSU for a hot little minute there because Mizzou was looking
Yeah,
pretty
and
solid.
I realized Mizzou was undefeated. I was like 5-0.
It was a weird day.
And then-
Yeah.
And then I checked the score. At one point, it was 22-7.
Yeah.
Mizzou.
And it's like,
And then we just roared back. Mm-hmm. But we also ended up losing to Ole Miss last week. I didn't get to watch any of that game because I was on the ship. But
did LSU lose
we
that
also-
game?
yeah, 55-49.
Wow, I didn't realize.
Also, yeah, LSU's 3-2, but Jaden Daniels should be in your Heisman top 5.
Yeah, I
This
agree.
man
I
is-
think he's had
Every
some.
game he's been taking, like, somebody's been hitting the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. Like, dude from Ole Miss lit him up. Guy from Mississippi State lit him up. That was the one in the Florida State game where he went to jump over the guy and got, like, speared into the ground. That was...
Yeah, he's a big time player. I mean, like there was moments in that Arkansas game where it was kind of early and things were just kind of
That game was
like.
fantastic.
But then the second half, he just picked up as soon as it became big time, and it was about responding. I mean, all of a sudden, here he came.
Yeah. That game was fantastic. I was in New Orleans watching that game.
A&M should have beat Bama yesterday. They were doing so well.
They should
First,
have.
they were winning after the first half. Defense was doing a great job. I mean, all of a sudden, the second half, the offense just went kaput. I don't know what happened. Some adjustment. I missed a lot of the second half, but yeah, that was disappointing because they looked really solid the first half. They were moving the ball much more than Bama was, and Bama was really only throwing the one guy. They had one
Yeah.
guy they kept going to, and then
Number
he fumbled.
3.
Yeah. Then he fumbled in the second half, which was great. I was like, oh my God, we're going to do it. And then we couldn't capitalize. So,
Yeah. It's weird to me. Like, this is the 3rd season in a row that A&M has had a quarterback go down with a season-ending injury.
yep.
Like, I don't know what's in the water in College Station and quarterbacks, but, like...
I don't know. It hurts. It hurts my soul, but it is what it is. I don't really experience hope anymore.
There was a play I was going to show you. Oh, and when the Cowboys played the Patriots, did you see the move that Patriots wide receiver put on Donovan Wilson?
No, I didn't.
Shook him out of his shoes, bro. He caught it and then like turned around, stepped to the side, and then came back this way and had Donovan Wilson on skates. Like
Oh,
even
man.
I was like,
Yeah. So, sometimes you got to give credit.
yeah.
Speaking of that, I worry about Bijan Robinson. I worry about him becoming the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL. Just like, look how good Bijan's doing. They're always losing, like,
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson
They
set a
should
new record
quarterback.
this week. Meanwhile, they lost.
Yeah. I really wanted the Cowboys to get Bijan Robinson.
Yeah,
like,
that would have been fun.
we
Could
made
you
a smart
imagine?
pick, obviously.
Yeah.
But imagine Tony Pollard and Bijan Robinson in the same bag.
Is Kelsey hurt? Did he get hurt?
Yeah, he's got an ankle.
I mean, I knew he. Oh, it looks like they won. They beat the damn Vikings.
Also, Taylor Swift wasn't at the game, Ryan. So
She said it's been too much, and she backed off. Dolphins
Also,
won,
there's,
Lions won. Look at the scores. Falcons beat the Texans. That's a shame. Texans were rolling.
Texans been looking good, man. CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Yep, Saints put a spanking on the Patriots.
I think Bryce Young is too small for the NFL.
You think so?
Yeah, because, there's been other short quarterbacks, obviously, like Drew Brees and Russell Wilson have done really good. But,
I saw a video earlier. It was like a toddler. He was like 3 or 4 years old, and he was throwing a football. And one of the comments said, "Glad to see Kyler Murray's throwing again."
I saw CeeDee Lamb was messing with Deuce Vaughn, and he went and got some little kids' cleats and some little kids' football gloves and put them in the locker room.
It's fucked
and he
up.
filmed himself walking in there. He goes, "Tell Deuce Vaughn to stop leaving his stuff all over the locker room."
That was fucked up.
It's hilarious.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. Should be a good game tonight, though. But yeah, we apologize for being out. I was sick the week before. I don't know what the hell I had, but I got antibiotics and a steroid shot. I'm good now. Spencer had his cruise, which obviously was a blast. We should be back to regularly scheduled programming next Friday, calling some games, making some picks, etc.
Also, I want to give a shout out.
The bubonic plague.
If you're watching this. I don't know if you're watching this. Mondo. I met a man named Mondo and his wife and his kids the weekend for my birthday when we went down to Corpus Christi. We were sitting at Cane's eating after we did the show, and I told him about it. And he was a Cowboys fan, and we were sitting there talking ball and everything. And I pulled out the phone and I was like, "Hey, I do a podcast about college football." And his daughters got really excited because they heard the word podcast, and they were like, "Oh, that's so cool!" And so, Mondo, shout out to you if you're watching.
If you're watching,
catching the replay.
If you're watching, hope you're having a good one, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I enjoyed speaking with y'all for a little while. He was telling me he's a crane mechanic, construction crane and stuff. He was telling me that he has to go all over these places. He was telling me that day he had driven 650 miles.
That's a lot of driving.
Going all over everywhere to fix stuff.
That is a lot of driving.
Yeah.
Wait, I have an update. It's a very important update for everyone. As soon as my phone loads, this is very important. Everyone has to know. Let the record show that I am killing it in fantasy this week. I am currently sitting...
Who in our league has Jamar Chase?
I don't know, but I'm currently projected... I can't see my show, is it? Over there.
Yeah.
154. 154.
Jamar Chase put up 52 points today.
Yeah, he finally had him a day. I guess Joe was listening last week and he said, "I'm always open," so.
Yeah. Also, I left DJ Moore on my bench and he put up 49 points.
A lot of people did. No, why would you start a Bears player?
Yeah, why would you?
Who are they playing next week? That's a good matchup. Play them next week.
Who are they playing next week?
It'll be 4-1, baby.
Apparently he's position ranked number 1 among...
We should talk about fantasy more often.
Yeah. Also, Darren Waller finally did something.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like in fantasy, if you don't have one of the top 5 tight ends, don't worry about your tight end.
Don't even bother with your tight end, yeah.
Don't.
Gotta find the sleepers.
Travis Kelce or Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts has been a fantasy bust. People keep drafting him.
I'm telling you, yeah, and it's because Atlanta just is a dumpster fire. I got Kyle Pitts in a dynasty league a couple years back when he first got drafted. That was a mistake. But yeah, you just gotta find who's on the up and up. You just try to find somebody that's at least gonna get 2 or 3 catches and hope for the best.
It did feel a little bit weird starting Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua.
Mm-hmm.
Considering they play for the same team, but they both put up 20 points. So
we take them.
And I have to start. I'm starting Dak, the Cowboys defense, and Brandon Aubrey. And I had to start Dak because Justin Herbert's on a bye week.
You can thank a lot of people for Atlanta being a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I had to put DK Metcalf on the bench because he. I should have started Breece Hall over Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's been so disappointing, bro. Like, you're supposed to be like the best running back in the league, and you're just not doing anything.
Tennessee. Well, I mean, I will.
But I know the second I trade him to somebody, he's going to put up like 30 points.
I will forever say that in most cases, at least speaking about fantasy football, running backs are a dime a dozen. It's about whoever is. It's about whoever is using them most effectively.
Like Joshua Kelly, the backup running back for the Chargers. He had a really good week. Like, I have him on my team, but he was on a bye this week, so I couldn't start.
I mean, do we not?
Austin Eckler's out, so.
I mean, how many times has a running back got traded and all of a sudden production went up a little bit? You know what I mean? Or
Like
Christian McCaffrey. Or who was it? Who was it that? Remember when Adrian Peterson came back and had like an amazing year randomly that time?
Yeah.
So I mean, it just these things.
Or back in I didn't play fantasy back then, but I know Jamal Charles used to tear it up back in the day. Fantasy owners love Jamal Charles.
Yeah, Austin Eckler goes crazy each fucking week.
Yeah. Also, you know who I remember? You remember Arian Foster? Played for the Texans. That dude was a beast, man.
Who, DeMarco Murray?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how when he went to Philly, he stopped.
Had a
stopped
damn near
being
an MVP season with the Cowboys, and then
just dipped
went
out.
to Philly the next year and didn't do anything.
I was devastated. I was like, we lost him. But then along came Zeke, and the rest is history.
You know who I miss, though, that the Cowboys used to have that we don't have anymore, is Cedric Wilson.
Yeah.
He was a slot receiver, and we traded him to Miami, and then Miami traded for Tyreek Hill, and he's done jack shit in Miami. We could have kept him and then traded for Brandon Cooks, and we'd be fine.
Imagine if we had Tyreek Hill.
That'd be crazy.
Tyreek Hill could just play for any team, any sport, and just ball out.
Yeah, he's so fast.
He is the living embodiment of the superstar from Mario Brothers. That you just as soon as he's out there, it's over. That man's amazing.
And then the Devon A. Chain's had a little bit of a coming out party these past few weeks.
He has, and that's been cool to see. That's been really cool to see.
Yeah.
Although I hate it because I had Raheem Mostert, and now all of a sudden he's getting on my touches, so I got to figure out another. I got to play Zach Moss.
You have both of them, don't you?
No, Callie has a chain. So I guess I'll sub out Mostert for. Nah, I'll have to sub out Mostert for Zach Moss, which is fine, I guess. He is. He's the best athlete in the NFL.
You think who's better, Tyreek Hill or Justin Jefferson?
Oh, yeah, Tyreek Hill for sure. He's faster. He just gets open. I mean, you could maybe argue
like
that
Justin Jefferson is going to waste his career in Minnesota.
He's
not
kind of
going to
agree.
be a career Viking.
You could argue he probably has better hands, and you could argue he probably is a little bit better sized and get a little bit higher. Like he's gonna win the jump ball more often, but Tyreek just gets open. That's the bottom line. He just has like the high. He has to have a higher degree of separation than anybody else in the NFL when it comes to every catch because he just gets open. You can't cover him. But
he's so fast.
To what's his face's credit? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name now.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but to his credit, like hands and height, absolutely, he has that every single time. That's what makes him special.
An Instagram post last week before I left. It was talking about some like old NFL players versus new NFL players, like in 1v1s, and they were like, who would win the 1v1 battle between Randy Moss and Sauce Gardner?
Oof.
That'd be good. I think Randy wins that one, but Sauce Gardner.
That would be.
Sauce Gardner's really good.
That'd be fun to watch. Too.
Yeah. I also, what they say, what was it? Mike Allstott versus Micah Parsons one-on-one in the Oklahoma drill.
Oh.
See, I love Mike Allstott back in the day.
I don't think I can rest as a fan of watching good defenses until I see Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett on the same team. God help that quarterback.
Did you see that freaking thing that Myles Garrett was doing? He was like practicing crossover moves before the snap, and then just hit him with it. Yeah.
So
and then
good.
Micah started doing the same thing.
They're in a league of their own.
Micah should be in consideration
I like-
for MVP.
I like
know
that-
MVP's a quarterback award, but
I like that thing Micah Parsons does after a sack when he like bear crawls like 30 yards in a split second somehow. That's the great bear crawls faster than I've ever seen anybody bear crawl.
yeah. Well, because like he calls it like a lion. Or whatever, so he's like lion crawling. I saw one where there was a training camp. He walked out. He was like CD, and he was yelling at CD Lamb. And he put his helmet on, and then he like did that little bear crawl toward him, and then he got up to Dak Prescott and like wrapped his arms around his legs and made him fall over.
Yeah, he's a wild one. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Hope he has a big night tonight.
I hope so too. I hope he gets at least one sack on Brock Purdy.
I do too.
Maybe make it a strip sack for a defensive touchdown like we had with,
To open the game. Oh my God, could you imagine?
yeah. Yeah, I need the Cowboys defense to keep carrying me.
Yeah, I do too. I also need to get some
Also-
food. I'm starving. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I had free birds earlier.
Oh, delicious, delicious.
I had nachos with dark meat chicken and queso and vegetables.
Oh, now I'm really fucking hungry. Thank you.
I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner, but I'm definitely also Astros back in the playoffs. Playing the Twins. We beat them yesterday.
I don't look for them to go the distance this year, but if they do, great.
Yeah, it's going to be
An uphill battle. But if they can catch fire, you never know.
October's a different animal when it comes to baseball, right?
Yeah,
So,
it is. And the thing about it is the Astros have been there so many times, you know? Like, they have that on their side.
They know what to expect. They have the
Right.
experience. And we still have the pitching staff. And I will say this, last time we traded for Justin Verlander at the trade deadline, we won the World Series.
Although
Also, we're
Justin
1-0 in the World
Verlander,
Series.
well, the only thing about it is Justin Verlander is just not Justin Verlander in the playoffs historically, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, he did good yesterday.
Well, I guess
But,
that's
like-
true. That's true.
And then
I didn't watch, so
Altuve took the first pitch of the game deep for a home run. Not the first pitch of the game. First pitch he saw.
yeah.
Because Astros are at home, so they bat second.
Yeah.
First pitch he saw. Bink! And then they kept throwing the ball at Yordan Alvarez, and he had 2 home runs. And like, you can't hang a breaking ball in the middle of the strike zone. He's gonna hit
No,
that
sir.
every time.
Oh man, yeah, I hope that goes well because I'd love to tune in for some baseball, but I just
Yeah, it's
the time ain't there this year.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think.
It's not for everybody, Brian. It's a slow sport.
I don't think. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anybody's beating Atlanta. I think Atlanta's winning the World Series.
Yeah, they
Atlanta's
might.
really freaking good, and like, but the Phillies did beat them the other day, and like the fact that the Phillies are back in the playoffs scares the shit out of me because we had to play them in the World Series last year, and they were just like this 89 win team that kind of snuck in out of nowhere, and it was just. I don't want to deal with their fans. Like, all Philly sports fans are awful, and I don't want to deal with Phillies fans. I don't want to deal with Eagles fans. So, it's the Astros and the Twins, the Rangers and the Orioles, and then the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks, and the Phillies and Atlanta. So go Diamondbacks, and they beat the Dodgers like 9-0 today. Go Diamondbacks, go Atlanta, and go Baltimore because I don't like the Rangers.
I would be
The
mad if
Arlington
Baltimore went there.
Rangers. Yeah, I
Probably
wouldn't be
mad
mad
about
if the
that.
World Series was Baltimore and Atlanta.
I
But I at
don't,
least want the Astros to make the championship series.
Brian, I don't doubt that for a second. I don't doubt that for 1 second.
During the Phillies Braves game, that's
Shocker.
also. Did you know this is like the first playoffs in however many years
With no Yankees.
no Red Sox, no Cardinals? Crazy.
Love it.
Also, the Astros stormed back to win the division. This entire season, the Rangers were in first place in the division for like 100-something days.
It came
The
down to
Astros
the
were in
last
first-
game.
The Astros were in first place for 24 days,
Yeah.
and we won the division. We
Silly.
had to, on the last, it was the Mariners and the Rangers in a 4-game series, Astros and the Diamondbacks in a 3-game series. To win the division, we had to sweep the Diamondbacks, and we needed the Mariners to take 3 of 4 from the Rangers, and that's exactly what happened.
Listen, man. Sometimes it's meant to be. Sometimes
Baseball
it's
is
just
weird. Bro.
baseball is really weird.
I
Well,
love it though.
what do you say we call it a show? Next week we'll get back to proper picks and all that.
What do you think wins tonight? Cowboys, 49ers.
I'll give you the Cowboys. You know why? I have this vision, and I woke up and it was burned in the back of my brain. It's just I have this vision of somebody putting a helmet on the ball as Christian McCaffrey is about to carry it in for a touchdown, popping the ball out, another defender catching it, and Dallas running it back for like 98 yards for a touchdown. I don't know why, but that's in my head. That's in my head for some reason. We'll see what happens.
Friday.
Correct. We'll
Back
be
to
here.
regular. We'll make picks every week. We just had a weird 2 weeks. Like
Yeah,
we missed last week.
I'll stop being. Yeah, I'll stop being sick. You'll stop being on a boat. We'll knock it out.
Yeah.
So
It's been a
weird month.
Did we miss 2 weeks of shows or just 1 week?
I think it's 2. Well, if you don't count Friday, there's 2 days ago Friday. Yeah, we missed that too. So 2.
Yeah,
So
we're
making
making up for it right now.
We're making up for it. So kind of just 1 week.
But yeah.
Well, guys, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Like the video. Sure.
Last Saturday when we were on the boat, did you see that College Game Day went Duke for the first time?
Yeah,
ever?
that was cool. I'm glad they did that.
And then they ended up losing to Notre Dame by a touchdown.
Notre Dame got what they deserved. Brian, we appreciate you, my boy.
Watch it mess around and be like Duke or Louisville versus Florida State in the ACC.
I'd be so down with that. That'd be so much fun. But yeah, guys, take care. Like the video, share the video, subscribe. Will, thank you. Brian, thank you. Anyone else that showed up, thank you. Spencer, thank you, my man.
It says 4 watching. I don't know who else would be besides me.
Go Cowboys. We'll see what happens tonight. Hope you guys enjoy. I have a new mic. Yeah, go Astros. See you next week. Take care of yourselves. Have yourselves a damn good one.